Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. I was running around all morning and I figured I'd stop by my local Finish Line. Wasn't surprised whenever I saw that the Jordan 12 in the Stealth colorway was sitting on the shelf. I gave them a look. I thought they were worth grabbing and making a review. I want to see what you all think about these as well. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Jordan 12s in the Stealth colorway. When I saw pictures of these, I thought they were really nice looking shoes. 12s aren't my favorite retro silhouette, but they're definitely dope. It's a Tinker Hatfield design, and they just have that nice kind of OG look to them, you know? I don't think that this colorway has come out before. It seems familiar, and maybe that's because they remind me so much of the cool gray 11s, but we'll talk about that more here in a minute. Comes with a standard Jordan 12 box, cardboard color on the top, and on the back it says quality inspired by the greatest player ever. It's got the orange on the side of the lid, and it's a flip top. Kind of has the brownish colored paper in it. The tag reads Air Jordan 12 Retro, and the colors are labeled as Stealth, White, and Cool Gray. The retail price for these is $200 US, but I love Finish Line because I love using the status reward points, and I got myself like $15 off of these, so I ended up paying, with tax and everything, about 190 bucks. I think these have such a classic look to them, and I know that this is the first time that we've seen this color scheme on this silhouette. At least I think it is. I should have looked that up before I made this review, but I don't recall ever having a Stealth 12 before. I love the colors gray and white together, and these really just have a familiar feel to them. Even though I can't recall seeing them before, they really remind me of the cool gray 11s, and that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, they have a similar shape, the colors are the same, and obviously the 12 came out immediately after the 11, and they were both designed by the same person, so they just have a lot in common. But this colorway really has a classic look, and the cool gray 11s, I should also say, that's my favorite colorway of the 11. But to have these in nothing but this gray and white is a solid choice. I really like the way that tag on the back looks. I always like that hind view of a Jordan 12. I think that this might be the cleanest looking back of a 12 that I've seen, just because it's only in gray and white. But that 23 at the base really pops, and then this Jordan tag that we have on all 12s. Usually it's got like black and red and white in it, but I really like the way that looks just in that gray and white. At the time I'm shooting this, these are still sitting on Nike, and that really doesn't surprise me. I grabbed them from Finish Line simply so that I could use that discount, because I think that discount is like a game changer, you know? If I couldn't have got these for under retail, I probably wouldn't have grabbed them. And the main reason why I would have passed on these is only because I already have these. You know, I got the cool grays in my size, and of course these dropped last Christmas, but I really just think that they kind of pull off the same kind of look. There's nothing wrong with owning both pairs. I think that this one would be a shoe that I would rock way more, so that I could keep these more icy, you know, keep them in better condition. I think that these would have been a great alternative for somebody looking for this style that didn't hit on these for retail, because these are kind of expensive. Even with the dip in prices and everything, a cool gray 11 is going to cost you. They always cost a good bit more than retail, where this shoe is going to cost you well over 100 more than retail. This shoe you'll probably be able to grab for less than retail, and I really think that they both kind of have the same vibe to them. I really think that people would be going crazy after these if we weren't currently in kind of like a sneaker recession. And maybe they wouldn't be going crazy because 12s really never hit like that. But I think these things are really, really nice looking. Getting into the review, the outsole has these herringbone traction pads underneath the heel and the forefoot. It's surrounded by white on the perimeter, but at the front you can see that we've got a Jumpman, and I like that touch. And then there's a 23 also up there. But then we've just got this herringbone traction in these two areas in the gray color, and you can see all this white rubber surrounding it, but at the midfoot you can see where we have that carbon fiber plate. Definitely a very cool looking outsole. Coming up from that, the white rubber kind of wraps up the side, so you see it on the midsole. Like I already mentioned, we've got that 23 in gray on the back, and it's just really clean looking. But then coming up from that in the front, you can see that we have this kind of, it's like a pebbled effect. Almost looks like lizard scales or something like that, like reptile skin, and I think that's what they're going for. But you have that material here on this kind of midsole area, and then this white leather overlay has more of that texture, and it's a really neat effect. The materials on this are par for the course for 12s. I mean, they're not anything that's like spectacular, but the leather does feel soft and pliable. It's kind of got an over exaggerated tumble effect on this gray, and this white overlay definitely has a synthetic feel to it, but I think that's typically kind of what we can expect on 12s. But then we also have that reptile skin effect, or the scale effect here on the inside of the shoe as well. Those areas have white stitching, so it just matches those overlays. And then just below that, we've got this soft leather. I would say that it's got a synthetic feel, but it's a nice soft material, and it has that real tumbled look to it, like a lot of 12s do. But all the stitching that we see there for those accents on the toe box and then wrapping back the sides, that is in that same gray color. I guess that's stealth, but it is really so close to cool gray. I mean, if you look at these side by side, those colors are so close. That stitching in that same gray color gives them a cool ribbed effect. I've always liked that detail on 12s. As I mentioned, then it has this heel tab that's like a canvas material. It's got a Jumpman there at the top. Then it says Jordan, and once again it says quality inspired by the greatest player ever. But it's just very neat and clean looking. The same leather that we have for the base of this upper, we also have for the tongue, and we have that classic 2-3 embroidered in the tongue. I don't know if you can see that all, but it's got the letters 2, it spells out, and then it's got the number 3 in white stitching, and then at the top we have a white Jumpman embroidered on. And the sides of the tongue are kind of like a canvas material, like a shiny gray canvas material. Another detail I really like about these are these eyelets here at the top, and that kind of fake metal finish. It's like a satin metal, but there's a little Jumpman on there as well. For our sock liner, it's more of that gray color like we have on our upper, and our insole is gray and has a white Jumpman down on there. But you'll have to let me know what you all think about these. I think they're clean looking. I think if you can get them using a discount or get them below retail, I think it's a great pickup then. I also think if you were bummed about not getting the cool gray 11s and you're looking for something with similar style, these can easily fill that gap for you. I don't know if I pointed it out before, but they have white rope style laces. They didn't come with any spares, But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.